Today is February 21st. Today's quote is entitled, "Let Mahaprabhu use you." Lord Chaitanya doesn't need us to execute his mission, but he will choose those of us willing to be instruments in his service. He can and will do amazing things through us if we are willing to be used, willing to be transparent to his will. Don't be afraid to play big for Prabhupada. You don't serve him or serve the world by playing small. So sometimes in our humility, we may be a little bit afraid of being recognized or being honored or doing something that would bring attention to us, something big, putting ourselves out in public, putting ourselves out in social media. And that's understandable. We want and need to be humble. We don't want to promote ourselves. But a devotee doesn't feel that he's promoting himself. He feels that he's promoting Krishna, and therefore he's willing to allow Krishna to use him to do something very big. That's point one. So it's not being humble to not be used to do something big. We shouldn't think like that. Point number two is that there's a lot we can do, but we always don't realize it because we have kind of a limited self-identity based on what we've done so far in our life. Well, this is what I have been able to do, so then I believe this is all I can do. That's not true, because it's not about us doing, it's about Krishna working through us. So if we understand the principle that Krishna will work through those who are willing to be worked through, that Krishna can give intelligence, ability, and power beyond what we've inherited karmically, beyond what perhaps anything we've been able to do up to this point in our lives, then we can be more courageous, more bold, more willing to put ourselves out a little bit, to attempt to do what we may think we cannot do or is impossible to do. And it's that mentality that Krishna uses. At the same time, because we don't identify those abilities as ours, then we can remain humble even when we're being applauded, we're being acknowledged, and so forth. So Prabhupada said, my disease is that I always want to do something big for Krishna. So he wasn't thinking, I want to do something to make myself big, to make myself special. But he wanted to do something to glorify Krishna. So he wasn't afraid to be bold and daring. So what we said in this quote is that we're not serving Krishna and Guru by being small, by thinking that small means humble. We can do things, we can do very huge things, of course, and remain humble. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that a devotee will never become proud, because a devotee will never lose his identity or is never separated from his identity that I am servant of Krishna. That identity can never be moved. I mean, for conditioned souls, it can be moved. We can be shaken up by situations. We can easily become enamored or proud. But for a pure devotee who's fixed in his identity, it doesn't matter what is going on externally. He can have 100,000 disciples. He can be world famous. But he never forgets that he's a tiny servant of Krishna, and therefore he always remains on the ground, stable and humble. So he's humble, but he's doing amazing things. So don't be afraid to do big things. Don't think remaining small is what Krishna wants or a safer position. We're not serving Krishna by doing things which won't get us out to as many people as possible, because we don't feel comfortable being honored or in front of people or whatever, that we have to, at least we should try to transcend that, because if we feel that way, then we're going to limit the benefit we can do to people or for people.